Hello, everyone, and welcome to the TTP Modcast, episode 6. We've got a pretty small cast today.
Yeah. We've got the key players, though. We've got the key players. That's what matters.
Oh, yeah, totally. I guess we could just introduce ourselves. So, I'm Wudge.
I'm Indy.
No! I'm Slime. I don't know who I am anymore. Oh, God. Sorry, I just had an emotional moment there. He's someone's Slime, someone's Indy. Let's move on from that.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, E3 is coming up soon, and so I don't think we care about really any of the other competitors, like Sony or Xbox or any of the VR stuff, I guess. We care about Nintendo and what they do. Nintendo actually hasn't been doing so well for the last year.
You know, they had a great 2014 with Smash and Splatoon and all that. I don't know if Splatoon was 2014. I don't remember, but you know, that kind of time frame, they were doing great. And I don't know what happened this year. It was just kind of
they really dropped the ball on 2016. And they're gonna drop the Wii U as a platform, pretty much.
In the trash.
Yep.
Like it into the same category as the Virtual Boy.
I'm just thinking back. What did we get this year? Like we got Xenoblade Chronicles X, which if none of you have played it, it's fantastic. I love it a lot. But like other than that, I can't think of any big hitters. Star Fox Zero.
Pokémon Tournament.
Yeah. And obviously we got the end of the Smash DLC as well.
2016 has been pretty dry in terms of content for the Wii U.
Oh, as a Wii U owner, you know, you look ahead and you're like, okay, man, the NX has been announced to come out in early 2017, which means I got a whole 6 months left. Do I have anything coming up? You got nothing coming up. It's rough.
Yeah.
See, this is way back when the Wii U was announced and when all that was happening. Well, on the first half, it was like way too expensive for me to buy when it first came out. But like 2014 would have been when I would have gotten one, right? When all the Smash and Splatoon was happening. But there were just so few games that I felt like it wasn't worth justifying it. Like
they had a terrible
I don't have a Wii U. Though I have been contemplating, had been contemplating getting one for the last several years, because it has some titles that are pretty cool, like Splatoon and Smash Bros. And like Mario Kart. Like what really interested me in the Wii U was all the first party titles, and especially Zelda U. Like, whenever Zelda U came out on the Wii U, that would sell me on a Wii U. But with the recent announcement that that Zelda U is going to simultaneously release with Nintendo's new console, the Nintendo NX, there's literally no reason for me to buy a Wii U.
And just in case you aren't in the know, the NX isn't actually its official title, as far as I'm aware. Yeah. It's just a working.
Is it? Is that?
I think so.
I wasn't clear.
Yeah, no, it's like they always
like
have
Project
code
Dolphin
names. Yeah,
right. Okay.
Yeah, like Project Dolphin or Project Revolution. That was the Wii, and it's like. And this is the same thing. It's just a code name NX. Though it is a pretty cool I like
the name.
Title.
Yeah. I like the name a lot.
Yeah, I'd be okay with the Nintendo NX.
Yeah, anything is better than the Wii U. Like that was just.
If there's anything to tell parents oh, can I get a Wii U for Christmas? Oh, well, you already have a Wii, Jimmy. Well, this is the Wii U. It's different. Somehow.
The 3DS and the Wii U both had, really terrible launches, but the 3DS actually, once it got software, it really picked up, and, it's probably the best in terms of, I don't know, I guess dedicated gaming, portable gaming system. It's probably the best. Like, the PSP... Nobody cares about the PSP. I mean, iPhone, it's whatever. 3DS.
You want to talk about a fantastic system. I mean, I know a lot of people kind of dismissed the new 3DS when it came out as just kind of an upgrade. I mean, it is an upgrade, but I can't even tell you the amount of fun I have with that thing. I mean, we've seen the capacity for that thing to run Wii games such as Xenoblade, but also, they recently released on Virtual Console a lot of SNES games. I've been playing Earthbound on my new 3DS, and it's been fantastic, and like just stuff like that as well. I think that the 3DS is just a barrel of fun. I think it's fantastic.
I would get a new 3DS if I wasn't terribly stingy, as is evidenced by my 2DS that I only bought because Pokemon was coming out, and
Wow.
I bought it on the same exact day.
Yeah, speaking of both the 3DS being a viable handheld and Pokemon, let's talk about our new 3DS games, which are going to be Pokemon Sun and Moon.
I, for the longest time, vehemently disagreed with any speculation that a new generation of Pokemon was coming out this year. From all the hints, at least given from, like, the Cora magazines...
Like, what happened to Z? I am genuinely confused what happened.
All the signs pointed towards it being Z. Like, the Pokemon anime, the new season, is Pokemon XYZ.
He made new Guard. I mean, like...
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And then when the announcement came out, it was like a 2-minute trailer or something, and I was just like, I can't predict what Nintendo does anymore. Like,
it's not Nintendo though. It's Game Freak.
Yeah, okay, it's
making these decisions, and I feel like I read it somewhere. I can't remember where, but I read somewhere that like Game Freak doesn't like to be too predictable, which is, I think, one of the reasons why they... I mean, I'm sure there's very many reasons why they chose to do Black 2 and White 2, but
right.
I think that that idea of moving away from a set pattern is what they're doing. Because
do you think we could get because I don't know if either of you have played the Fire Emblem Fates games, but most people assumed it was kind of a Pokemon formula where both they're selling two games but they're the same thing, which in the end that wasn't the case. Do you think it's possible or even likely that Pokemon Sun and Moon could be very different games from each other?
I'd hope that was the case.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would actually be
right
happening though, just because given the fact that when is it releasing? It's releasing
December
this year, right?
Yeah.
December, yep.
Yeah, given that short period of time of development, I can't see them developing two games that are terribly distinctive from each other. As far as like story goes, I'd love that, where it's like a similar story but not the same thing. I think in the modern age, Pokemon started way back in the 90s, and times have changed since then, and the idea of having two nearly identical games and really the only difference between them is some Pokemon, it's like, it seems archaic in a way almost.
No, it does. You're right.
And it's just like, why, like when you start out, the whole idea behind having two games is so that it forces you to interact with others, but now it's
different.
Yeah, it's the introduction of the GTS and stuff like that, and it's like, it just seems like more of a hassle than help, because, okay, well, I don't have Xerneas on my Pokemon Y, I better trade something over from someone else's game. It's just like, I don't know.
Okay, if the games are similar, let's say, get rid of the exclusivity of Pokemon inversions, and I think it'd be really cool to see them concentrate on the only thing we know about the games, which is the Sun and Moon aspect. Maybe various months certain Pokemon could be found, or I don't know. I don't even know. I'm just spitballing.
I mean, in the other games, like in the Johto games, they're a day-night cycle. I think that's been kept. With the Sun and Moon aspect, though, it's like, I'm really intrigued as to, like, what are they planning with that? At least from what I've heard from the speculation, they're going to have it be based in sort of like a Hawaii setting,
That's
maybe?
what I've heard that. Yeah, we don't know, but I would that'd be cool.
Like, I wonder how many new Pokemon they're gonna introduce.
I hope we get quite a bit. I think we got kind of gypped in Gen 6 quite a bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. We went from getting like 153 to like 30. But yeah, like, I'm totally down for more Pokemon. We need it a lot.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna, like, I have a living dex right now, and, like, Pokemon just becomes sad at this point. I need more Pokemon to catch. Like, I'm just kind of sitting here, like, what do I do now? I need more.
Well,
it sounds weird because, like, I guess for some people, like, there's already too many Pokemon. I know at least
Oh,
for
yeah.
myself, just I've been drifting away from it slowly ever since like 2013.
I think what Pokemon needs to do is I think they need to go back and listen to what people loved about certain gens and just kind of mash it together. Like following Pokemon, that was amazing. Gen 6 brought character customization. That is amazing. Keep
Please
that.
don't get rid of it. Don't get rid of it.
Omega Ruby.
Make it as good as like Animal Crossing's character customization. Like I want that. It'd be amazing. I want them to bring back the whole give me a good post game with another region. I personally could see Kalos being in the next game simply because I don't know what they're doing with Z in the new Zygarde forms, and maybe we'll get like a Z episode, but like that'd
Like
be
a
cool.
good one. Like I always like to point to, maybe it's just because nostalgia, because Fire Red was my first game, but the Sevi Islands in Fire Red
those are
Green,
Mm.
that was like so good of a post game because it was like a whole new area to explore with like its own plots going on. And like it
was
wasn't
awesome.
a lot. It wasn't a whole lot of like extra space or anything. It wasn't like Johto levels where like okay, you've got like an entire region to explore, but
Yeah.
it was still cool and interesting in that aspect. And if they did something like that, even
If they're
the
doing
post
Hawaii,
game-
they could easily do that. Give us some more islands,
Yeah, so Pokemon
So now that
Sun
we're
and
done
Moon.
talking about Pokemon, let's talk about Zelda.
Let's do
Flawless.
that,
Flaw-
Slime. Thank you.
Flawless. Yeah. So the new Zelda game, as I said, is like it was my number one reason to get a Wii U, but now it's gonna be the number one reason to get an NX. And with this image that you just showed us, and I'll put it up on screen, is like the Sheikah symbol from Ocarina of Time. That is really interesting
It is.
because we've gotten not a whole lot of details onto like the story of Zelda U. And so people have speculated about the origins of like who is this Link, like in the timeline, the Link, and try to look at his clothes. And I remember hearing there was some connection between this new Link and the Sheikah, I think. Or at least something about his clothing that looked similar to Sheik's clothes in Ocarina of Time.
I was reading online about this, and I think I pieced together I saw a cool theory. It isn't my theory. I won't take credit. But if you look at that teaser image, it looks a bit kind of futuristic, which is kind of odd. Like it's just kind of the way the dots are done and everything. And in the trailer we got for Zelda, first of all, there's that weird glowy robot thing that kind of like runs around, and there's also the arrow that Link pulls out, which is like a weird light technology arrow. So I saw a theory where someone said that what if like the game is based off like describing the Sheikah, and that we find out they were like an ancient race that was like really good with technology, like they had like really advanced technology. So that I think that'd be really cool.
This Zelda seems like it's going to be very based in futuristic mixed with organic technology.
Yes. Another cool idea is, what if the Sheikah symbol being on this thing what if it's representing kind of a gameplay aspect, which is, that obviously represents the lens of truth wherever it shows up. And like, I know that this game is also being ported to the NX, but what if the gamepad is almost used as almost kind of like a lens of truth in the sense that like you would point it up to the TV and kind of see things you wouldn't see on the TV. You know what I mean?
I would not be surprised if that was at least one element of the game. I'm not sure if that would be a core mechanic or not, but
I don't know. I think it could be really cool.
It could be interesting.
Yeah, I mean the lens of truth, like in Ocarina of Time, would allow you to see like invisible objects.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you would like get the Sheikah eyes, or like or maybe this new Link is part of the Sheikah clan or tribe, because we never actually like Sheik was the only remaining person.
Wasn't Impa Sheik too? No.
Yeah. Right. Impa was. I forgot about Impa. Now that I'm just like thinking about the timeline again, that would mean that this game takes place before Ocarina of Time.
Potentially.
Huh. Yeah. Like if it does have the Sheikah tribe, then it would take place like, and that would actually make sense since like after the split, it just like I hate the Zelda timeline. and it's like, and it's just confusing, and the third split is just like, it's dumb.
I thought that the canon said that they were only like, it's like it all boils down to what happens in Ocarina of Time, right?
Yeah. It's
Because
like
there's the timeline. There's a timeline where Link wins, the timeline where Link loses, and then there's the third one, which is like weird.
Link dies. Yeah, it's. But yeah, let's just not discuss the timeline. It's like it's dumb, and it's like, but what I would say is that it would make sense for them to make the game, like, at least if they were to fit it in the timeline, which it seems like they are, you know, with every subsequent release, going to have it be like maybe it takes place after Skyward Sword, and like, you know, and before Ocarina of Time, like in that zone, because it's all chronological, like it makes sense. But Ocarina of Time is where it just goes weird.
Right.
Yeah. So that'll be cool.
So, boys and girls, let me tell you a story called Nintendo E3 2016. We used to have dreams that Nintendo would give us good presentations. But instead, they decided they wanted to put one game out. And only one game. Nothing else. The end. We are disappointed. That's my tale.
Yeah. There's not going to be any Nintendo E3 digital event. It's just going to be then at the actual physical event with Zelda, and that's it. There's nothing else.
Yep.
Woot. E3. So,
Yep.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
I would honestly prefer them, instead of not doing a digital event, like literally just show like Lanky Kong dancing for like an hour. I wouldn't even be mad. I would be like, okay, that's something, at least. That's something. But no.
Yeah. No, our
No
dreams.
Metroid, no
Just
Pokemon, no Lanky Kong, just
a
nothing.
non-stop loop of Bruce's theme.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, the Groose is loose, man. The Groose. But he isn't, sadly.
What if Groose is the star of the new Zelda, and we've been tricked?
It's not actually Link. It's just a reincarnation of Bruce.
Then
I'd love it.
that would be the greatest the greatest game of all time.
Ever. Yeah.
But yeah. So disappointing.
On that horrible
E3. Yeah.
What can you do? At least we're getting the very much anticipated and excited and sought for Metroid Prime Federation Force. So we have that to look forward to.
Yeah. we have that. Like 2017 is gonna be a lot better. They're
Whatever helps you
shooting
sleep at night, Watch. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
they're shooting the Wii U like into the trash. And
Yeah.
it's like to put all their effort into the NX. So I'm hopeful that 2017 will be like games all around for the new system.
Oh, yeah.
And an uprising in the last, well, for at least for Nintendo's home consoles. And
Only hope.
yeah. So yeah, I mean that was good talking about E3, Nintendo
Little
E3.
chat.
Speculation. So yeah.
Join us next time when we excitedly discuss the much anticipated Civil War.
Probably next time.
Probably, honestly.
Yep.
Yeah, I think most of us will probably, all of us who want to see it will have seen it by then.
Yeah, I won't be here though because I don't care about the MCU.
Except for Zahaki, but I'll check in with him, see if he'll seen it by then.
All right. Anyway, yeah. So, that's been the Modcast episode 6. Goodbye.
Even
I love you all.